Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. It really is. Where we look at the news. I go to the Daily Mail website and look at the news, not because I like the Daily Mail website, just because the news is free. You know, if you can find me an alternative that doesn't provide me with all the sauce, says sauce or sauce, bit of sauce. So I'm riffing now. I'm riffing on words. I suppose the big story. We kind of I didn't do one last week, tail end of last week. But the big story was in the UK politics. The deputy PM, deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, was out the door. She's gone. She's history. She's toast. Again, it was one of the dumbest things ever. Again, she was kind of fated as being working class and being a champion of the people. So I'm just getting a picture of her so we all know what she looks like. There she is, champion of the people, that kind of thing. A positive working class, woman of the people. From coming out of Stockport and Greater Manchester, from the council estate, etc., etc. But she rather foolishly decided not to pay all the stamp duty on a property purchase. Again, it was her third property. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people going, oh, 3 properties, but that's what they do. It's what rich people do. And she bought a gaff down in Brighton, and through various means, which were deemed not cool by the parliamentary committee who delved into it. Not cool, Angela. She didn't pay all the stamp duty. Over here in the UK, you have to pay a tax if you buy a property. Buy a new house, you have to pay tax on it. It's what they do. It's how they make their money. And she stiffed for something like 20 grand's worth of tax. She blamed the solicitors she was using to organise the purchase, and they went, not us, Gov, because it would have been very, 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 very unprofessional of them to do it. Now, again, if the thing, as soon as this blew up, you just sit there and think, how stupid can you be, right? Because they're under scrutiny anyway. Everything they do, the MPs scrutinise, especially someone who's deputy PM. So, if you've ever bought a property out there, I know I have a number of times, you, the individual, you don't decide how much stamp duty you pay. You let the solicitor do it, and it's almost invisible. It's invisible. You do the process and you pay the bill, and that's done. But for her to do this, she must have had words. She must have had words in people's ears. She must have advised them to avoid. So it was a completely stupid way of nuking your career. But I'm sure she'll go off and probably work for she'll probably be in a union role before before the end of the year, and nothing would be lost. But it was again stupid. It's a stupid thing, a very, very stupid thing. But hey, it's what they do, isn't it? It's what the politicos do. If you're in London, if you're in London, it's not good. It's not good, because all the tube drivers have gone out on strike again, and it's the first strike in quite a while, in a good few years. Isn't it for something like 5 days or something? yeah, the tube drivers whose average wage is £72,000 a year. That's not bad, is it? Want higher wages, a 4-day week, and I think it was something like 75% discount on all like travel, rail travel. Yeah, so members of the RMT, that's the Rail Maritime Transport Union, have begun a 5-day strike. It says leaving commuters facing days of travel mayhem. I mean, just don't go out. Just stay in. Don't go anywhere. It's absolutely bonkers out there. And as you can see, there's some people trying to get a bus. But again, in this era of everyone working from home, I mean, why is everyone even bothering? And here are some of the union oiks saying, we want more cash. 72 grand a year just isn't enough. Now again, unions only work when they can do things like this. They never strike for old Ethel, the cleaning lady, who's had her hours cut back because reasons, but is expected to do just as much work. They never strike for the little people. They always strike for the people that are doing all right. And that's why I have no truck with unions, because unions look after themselves. They don't look after anyone that actually need their help. When I was in gainful employment, when IPC Media decided to lay off, God, how many was it? 150 workers. There was a union meeting outside the offices. They didn't even let them have a room inside the building. That's how little power they had. So we had a room out. They didn't have a room, so we stood outside in the cold, outside the foyer of IPC Towers, and the union person said, "There's nothing we can do." and that was my end of my relationship with the unions, because I got made redundant that Christmas. Literally about a week after I attended that meeting, because I'd only just joined. It was last in first out thing, and I was made redundant before Christmas. So I've not had any truck with unions since then, because they only work if they can cripple the transport network or whatever. Now again, it's very foolish of them to be like this, because in who knows how many years there'll be a change of leadership. There might be somebody in power who's really into technology, and all those drivers' jobs will be automated. DLR, Docklands Light Railway, been automated for years, and I'm surprised that the London Underground doesn't use an automated train system. It would make more sense, be a lot safer, and we wouldn't have this union shenanigans. So there you go. What else have we got here? Oh, more union news here. The unions are threatening to pull Labour funding. Now again, Labour, left-wing government we've got at the moment. Again, I've voted Labour all my life. I know that's probably shocking. You probably think I'm right-wing, but I'm not. I just look at everything and go, if it's all gone bonkers. But yeah, Unite, which is another union, not... The General Secretary there, Sharon Graham, is reiterated its threat to pull millions of funding into the party, because again the unions fund Labour, and Labour have again always been a unionist party. They're saying this because of the departure of Angela Rayner. They want the Employment Rights Bill to go through. The former Deputy Prime Minister and Housing Secretary, again that was the thing, Angela Rayner was Housing Secretary, and she doesn't pay stamp duty, the full amount. They just couldn't make it up. The jokes write themselves. She was spearheading a new passage in law which hands out new rights to workers on their first day in a new job before she was, it says, forced to resign. She threw herself on her sword because that was the right thing to do. But yeah, Miss Graham of Unite said, there is a feeling by me, my members, by workers across the board that Labour is moving so far away from Project Labour that it's hard to justify being affiliated to them. They may not think that's a problem, but it will be a problem. Well, that sounds like a threat. That sounds like a threat. And here she is. Oh, isn't she doing one of those? She's doing one of those One of those outstretched arm salutes, I believe. My God. But watch out, love. You might get arrested for that. So yeah, looks like poor old Keith Starmer. He's having a right old thing. And there was the VMAs. I don't know what what's that? Video Music Awards at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. This is done by MTV, and there was a lot of people there. But there's a singer called Ariana Grande, and she reacted like this. But why did she act like this? She's like, oh my God, look. I'll tell you why. A lot of people said she was playing up, performing to the cameras, because she went all gaga when they did the VMA tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Indeed, yes, this was... It's probably because she wasn't taking part. Yeah, there was a tribute. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith with Joe Perry and Youngblood unite to perform a medley of Ozzy's greatest hits. And Ariana, she was just out of her mind. She loved every minute of it. And here are the rockers going through Ozzy's hits. Didn't get Roger Waters there then. No Roger Waters playing. And there's the stage. You can see the 3 phases of Ozzy. So there you go. And people say, no, she was just acting up. She was just acting up. Meanwhile, health news. We go. This is a story. This is we're going to France, to the eastern city of where is it? In Besançon, northeastern France, where a French doctor is on trial. Frédéric Pescier. Here he is. He's heading into court. He's the man who's waving. He's there with his lawyer, and he's on trial. He's a doctor on trial. Why is he on trial? Well, he's accused of intentionally poisoning 30 child and adult patients, 12 of whom ended up dying. Yeah. He worked as an anaesthetist at 2 clinics in Besançon when those patients went into cardiac arrest in suspicious circumstances, and this happened between 2008 and 2017. Unfortunately, 12 of those could not be resuscitated. But he's accused of triggering heart attacks in patients just so he could show off his resuscitation skills and to discredit his co-workers. Pescier's youngest alleged victim is a 4-year-old child identified only as Teddy, and they died during a routine tonsil operation in 2016. And his oldest alleged victim was 89, and this is following an 8-year investigation that has stunned the medical community in France, and he denies all the charges. So yeah, that's something to watch out for. Wow, he's not currently in custody, but under judicial supervision. Obviously, they have different rules over in France. But yeah, Amandine Leyland, whose 53-year-old father died of a cardiac arrest during a kidney surgery in 2008, said, "I've been waiting for this for 17 years." And during the autopsy for Amandine, it revealed that it suffered an overdose of lidocaine, which is a local anaesthetic. Prosecutor Etienne Manteau said the case is unprecedented in French legal history. So, yeah, that's going to be something to keep your eye on. The investigators examined more than 70 reports of unexpected complications or deaths among patients. Blimey. I I think that's going to be a long trial. That is going to be a long one, that is. Meanwhile, children are complaining at one school of a new regime that's been compared to being like in a prison. This is going to the Isle of Wight. Parents at Cowes Enterprise College were shocked as their children returned home in tears following the strict new rules being implemented as part of the new school year. Indeed, it's now the second week of September, but last week all the kids went back to school. Hurrah! And yeah, the school has been accused of running a prison-like regime with toilets locked, flavoured drinks banned, and a drill sergeant forcing pupils to stand out in the rain. Oh, blimey, we had that. That's how they used to treat us. Toilets have been locked between break and lunchtime. They've been doing it at my kids' school, well, since they started secondary school. They got a real fetish about kids using the toilet, and they keep the toilets locked. And when it is break time, it's very hard to get into the toilets because they're oversubscribed. And so you're going to get kids being a little bit obsessive about their toilet time. It's crazy. Well, it says it here. This is exactly what it says here. Students with medical issues have been told to inform their teacher if they need to use the toilets before waiting for a member of staff to escort them to a special area protected by a key card. This has led to huge queues for lavatories at break and lunch. Again, it happens at my kids' school, with some pupils telling their parents they did not drink throughout the day to avoid having to face the lunchtime rush. Indeed. And they also had to weigh up using the risk of using the toilet and missing their 10-minute allocated time that they get to collect and eat their lunch. Parents have also alleged that to hurry pupils to lessons, music is played in corridors, and if students do not make it to class by the time the song is finished, they face detention. That sounds like a particular sadistic game of pass the parcel. When the music ends, you will be executed. And it was a rude awakening for the students who arrived at school on the first day of the new year. And they were told to stand in a single file on the yellow before entering the building, whilst a drill sergeant ordered them to comply. Wow, that's what it was like. And apparently I was left out in the pouring rain for up to 15 minutes. We had to do it in the snow. In the snow. The school's menu has been also stripped back to a bare minimum. No juices, milk or fizzy drinks were available. The only meal offered was a sausage roll, the parents claimed. The only fluid on offer was tap water. Fluid? That sounds... Can't they just say drink? Which parents claimed was from a jug that had been set out all day. One parent wrote on Facebook, "My son is in year 11 and came home and said he felt horrendous at the poor brand new sevens that wet themselves because the teacher called for a toilet at school and no one turned up in time." I think this is kind of standard across the... Again, it's rather fascistic. Now, again, I don't know about you. If you come from a certain generation, I'm of that generation, I don't remember having, ever leaving a class to go to the toilet. It was strictly, before school, lunch times and whatever. But then we didn't have flasks of water and drinks, in our lunch pack. Because, again, they always talk about hydrating and bring drinks into school, bring your own water, bring your own, My kids do it. I don't get it. We went throughout the entire day without a drink, until lunchtime, or when we was at infants and junior schools, you had the old drinking fountain in the playground, which you were loath to use. But hey, this is it. It's like apparently their head teacher, Mr. Hey Hitler, was unavailable for comment. That was a joke. I've got to warn the stupid people. That was a joke. But yeah, someone compared it to being on Alcatraz. I shit you not. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I think they're I think they're mistaken somewhat. Good news, everybody. I don't know if you've heard, but in the UK we have this. We're very kind and generous in the UK. Anyone comes over on a dinghy, we go, come stay at a 4-star hotel, enjoy the facilities, 3 meals a day. You know, here's some cash. Here's some cash. You know. But anyway, everyone was moaning about the hotels. Keir Starmer says he's looking into ex-military bases to put, which should have been done in the first place. But I think they were doing it under the Conservatives years ago. I think they were doing that. I think they were actually holding some of these asylum seekers in ex-military air bases and whatnot. But I'm sure someone set one on fire, and so they stopped doing it because, you know. But yeah, now, and this is what I said was going to happen. They're moving them into HMOs, and this chap, this young chap, Mohammed Kamara, who's 20, he's advertising. He arrived in Britain 6 months ago by small boat, obviously, travelling from his home in Guinea, heading via North Africa to Spain. Obviously, he was persecuted in Spain because racism, I'd imagine. And then he went to France, which he was probably persecuted again for racism, because everybody knows the Europeans are terribly racist. Before he crossed the channel in a dinghy. Now, Guinea is it war torn? Let me have a look. Guinea at war? Let's see what the. Let's have a look. No, Guinea is not currently at war with any other country, but it's experiencing ongoing internal political instability. But they're not under war, but it's under junta rule. Okay. There was a military coup in September 2021 where the elected president was overthrown. But they're not at war, but, you know. Yeah. So that's why he's here. That's why he's coming. But yeah, he's in an HMO. And I don't know about you. I don't know. Looks quite nice. He's done all right for himself. Look at that. It's all right. See, he looks so happy in that picture. He's got some Fanta, you know, his supplies. Don't know what that is, but yeah. Oh, that's the bellow pet up at Epping, isn't it? Hooray! So there we go. So they won't be in hotels anymore. They're going to be in houses on streets, and I'm sure there'll be no problem with that. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Thing is where are we going to put them all? That is always going to be the issue. More people come in, more houses going to be needed. You know, it's just a never-ending problem that no government, left, right, or sideways, is ever going to be able to solve. Because mainland Europe, has allowed this to fester. And here we are. What else have we got? Have we got any other ones? Okay. Food news. Domino, the pizza chain. I don't know if you have them where you are, but its fortunes have taken a bit of a downturn in recent years. But yeah, the Domino Pizza Group, which operates a series of franchises in the UK, has seen its value fall by a third, as there is now weaker consumer demand and higher costs. But at a shareholder meeting on Monday, a new chicken sub-brand is going to be launched. Yes, they're going into chicken. I'm sure KFC will have something to say about this. They're launching a thing called Chick and Dip, and they're hoping that this will help drive further growth for the core business. But I haven't got any more details than that. But they say it's a bold new chapter. So basically, fried chicken. Will that work though? Because they're a pizza restaurant. Remember, folks, they always need drivers at Domino's. You know, drivers. Because I'm not going to do the joke. It's just too obvious. It's too obvious. Meanwhile, do you remember last year? Do you remember last year when there was a lot of anti-holidaymaker feeling in Spain? You know, well, you could say it's been a right kick in the Balearics because it's come back to haunt them. Yes, the CAEB, which represents business owners in Spain, in the Balearic Islands region, hopes that September will save the season after experiencing a drop in performance since May. Yeah, they reckon it's all 20% down compared to last summer. And again, I don't know if you remember, the locals hit the street and because they didn't want any tourists, because Turkey's voting for Christmas, and here's some people being harassed whilst they're trying to eat their meal because I really don't know. And and this is Majorca. The water in Majorca don't taste quite how it should. Looks like this at the moment. Everyone's gone. They've all gone to Turkey, I'd imagine, to get their teeth done and their hair fitted. So yeah, they said tourists go home. They never even set out this year. They never set out. But it's good because I'll tell you, those beaches look lovely. They look empty this year. So maybe I should go to Spain. So there you go. Be careful what you wish for. That has got to be one of the dumbest campaigns because I never understood it. I never understood it then. But there you go. Oh, Britain's got a new favourite foreign cuisine. Right, and here you go. You'd think it'd be Indian, wouldn't you? Indian's always been like the favourite ethnic cuisine, isn't it? Curries, everyone loves a curry and everything. But yeah, French food has been creating Britain's favourite international cuisine, knocking off Indian as the from the top spot. Take steak frites, onion soup, and quiche are some of the dishes winning over the Brits. As 77% rated French as the best foreign food in the world. This is in a new study. Okay, who's done this? Who's done this study? Does it say? Who's done the study? Does it say? I'm trying to find who's done the study. The study was conducted by Mindful Chef to mark the launch of their new partnership with French restaurant chain Côte Brasserie. Wait a minute. They've asked people, do you like French food? And they've all gone, yeah. I think the stats have been manipulated. But yeah, but don't worry, folks. In the survey, British food still ranked number one, 90%. So I guess French came second for a survey commissioned by someone who's pushing French food. Oh man, why do they do that? Why do they do that, eh? I don't know. What else is there? Have we got any animal stories? I don't think we have. They've got a ball story. You've got I'm going to describe it to you because I can't show you the pictures because otherwise I'll get a community strike. It was one of those Spanish running of the bulls festival, and a guy got. Yeah, the bull won. I like it. I can't show you it because you know what YouTube's like. Insane. Oh, we'll do this one. This is. Do you watch YouTube? Do you watch YouTube? Oh wait a minute. I think you do. Well, anyway, have you seen these people that go around filming stuff? They call them auditors. Yeah. Well, they're all a bit dodgy, right? They're all a bit dodgy. A lot of people on YouTube are dodgy. What, me? No. Not me, I'm as straight as the day is long. Well, one of them, AJ Audits, he's been covering a lot of the hotel stuff. You know, he's been at the Bell Hotel and whatnot. Here he is. He's in a wheelchair, and he's been hitting the streets, saying he wants to protect women and children. Well, Anthony Styles, for that's his real name, from Hemel Hempstead. What he didn't tell everyone, he was one of those people that, you know, something to do with children. Yeah, back in 2017, he was found guilty of indecently assaulting a girl under the age of 14. Was it poacher turned gamekeeper? Isn't it? Is that the strategy? But yeah, that was a historical offence which took place back in 1993. But yeah, he's been exposed. He's been exposed on the Daily Mail website, and he's going, oh blimey, I better delete my channel. Yeah, because he's a nonce, not good. And he got busted when he created his own fake press pass. Ay. They're not the smartest people. So yeah, if you see these people on YouTube, they've usually got some background to them. There's another one. Should I name him? But he's got a sex protection order against him because he liked taking pictures of women in gyms. They're all out there. And that's the thing about YouTube, it's completely unregulated, so any Tom, Dick and Harry, right, can come into your home and broadcast any kind of propaganda right into your eyeballs. So be careful. Don't trust anyone, especially men with beards. It's a shame they don't do any animal stories anymore. There is an elephant story, but it's not a very happy elephant story. That's a real shame. No, we haven't got any. Don't even do any funnies anymore. Where's the funnies? Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Oh well, I'm just going to see if I can find our animal story using the completely broken search function on the. Yeah, see, every time it breaks, it doesn't work. It does that, which is not useful to anyone, is it really? That's no good, is it? Nope, still doesn't work. Oh well, let's see if there's anybody in the chat, because we'll end it there. We've done half an hour. Yeah, don't want to go any further than that. Twice is in. Oh no! Guess what? You get a block. It's funny when people come and say that. Oh man. But it's good because I get to pick off all your soccer accounts one by one. Oh, shame, innit? Hetty's in. It's a good afternoon, Darren. I do like coffee time. So Twicely, you've just been proved wrong. Oh dear. Mind you, I think Twicely probably needs a hard drive check, don't you? I reckon you do. Zeb says, Rick Davis. For those of you who don't know, Rick Davis was a co-founder of Supertramp, passed at 81 years old. Yeah. And Dr. Oz says, greetings from me, and greetings to you too. Hopefully everyone out there is fine and dandy, and yeah, and that's it. I'm going to have to try and find some animal stories because there doesn't seem to be any on the Daily Mail website anymore. So, yeah, maybe we'll do this all again soon because the world is crazy. And as long as it annoys the loon, I'll keep doing it because I got annoyed a loon. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. Not necessarily the news you want, but the news you need. That was coffee time. You know, you got to drink it up. Ta-ta.